In this month's video, I'm going to talk about engine damage on Figaros. Over the past couple of months, and especially during this year, we see lots of Figaros overheating and having major engine damage caused by lack of water and heat. You can see here on this vehicle that we're going to have to sadly replace the engine. We've removed the battery for access, and I'm going to show you some of the main points to watch out for. The most common area to go is the hoses, basically, and of the hoses it seems to be that the top hose, the bottom hose, which is tucked down the back here, and the heater hoses, which we can't see from this side but go through the bulkhead, tend to be the most common ones to split. The radiator cap is also really prone to perishing. You can see here that it's ripped apart on the inside. Those parts can be tested visually, and so can the radiator sometimes, but here we're using a pressure testing kit to pressurize the system and work out if we can force any leaks. So we've chosen the correct size fitting for the radiator, plugged it on to the top of the radiator, and we're going to inflate the system to high pressure and see if we can force a leak. It's replicating what happens when the car's really hot and the water's as hot as it can be, so we can see the leak or hear the air. This is the new radiator waiting to go in. So this is our reconditioned radiator. We use the original top parts of the radiator and also the bottom of the radiator, which are the original copper parts, and then the fins that are in the middle of the radiator are the part that's brand new, so that you get good airflow. What happens on a Figaro radiator is that the fins in the middle just tend to break down and start to block up, and the flow gets worse. So they either have a leak or the flow gets worse and the cooling doesn't work. They leak from this seam around the top, and so when we put them back together, we really carefully seal all this up so that the radiator is really durable and lasts. Unlike the other Nissan radiators, or a lot of Nissan radiators, the Figaro one has an oil cooler in the bottom, so we also check this area, because again this can cause a lot of problems if the oil cooler's got some type of hole in it. So all of those parts are cleaned, tested, refurbished, and then the radiator's painted and ready to go back in the car with a year's warranty on it. You can see here we're just starting to slot the radiator back into the car. It's really not too much of a complicated job, it's just a bit fiddly. It bolts in at 4 points around the radiator. It's just a bit of a squeeze to get the access down the side of the turbocharger. So you can see us fitting it here. We're going to put some new bolts in so that they screw in nicely. We'll also obviously make sure we connect the hoses back up, and obviously the oil cooler pipes, and make sure importantly that the fan is plugged back in and the wires are nicely tucked out the way. So once that's done, we'll refill it with antifreeze, check it for leaks again, and the car should be good to go and safer. You can buy the radiators on our website or by calling our parts department.